Now, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has issued a new decree, and it puts a very familiar and a controversial name right at the helm of affairs. Brigadier General Syed Majid Musavi has now been appointed as the new commander of the IRGC's Aerospace Force, a critical arm of Iran's military that oversees its missile programs and space operations. Majid Musavi was in fact the long-time deputy to Amir Ali Hajizadeh, the same commander who had fallen under the international sanctions for his role in Iran's ballistic missile operations and deadly strikes. Musavi has been deeply involved in the advancement of Iran's missile technology, including the satellite launch vehicles that use the same technology as intercontinental ballistic missiles. He's also linked to operations that had deadly consequences, like the attack on the Mercer Street vessel in 2021, which had killed about 2 Europeans. The United States has officially designated him under Executive Order 13382 for contributing to the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. Amidst the escalating tensions between Iran and Israel, there are reports that have emerged which suggest that the American President Donald Trump knew about the Israeli plan to attack Iran all along. In an interview to the Reuters, Trump has admitted that he knew everything and he tried to save Iran from humiliation and death. And he further claims that it was not too late for both sides to still work out a deal. Earlier, the American Secretary of State Marco Rubio had distanced the United States from Israeli attacks. Now, reports further suggest that the US sent around 300 Hellfire missiles to Israel just the day before it began an attack on Iran. So the Americans had sent 300 Hellfire missiles that were used by the Iranians in this attack. And now the Americans obviously cannot pretend that they did not know that this was happening, which is what they tried to do right at the outset of this attack. Now, the transfer of such a large quantity of these Hellfire missiles indicates that the Trump administration was very well informed of the Israeli designs. Reports also indicate that the US ground-based air defense assets had later helped Israel intercept more than 150 Iranian ballistic missiles that had been fired in response. Now, Hellfire is an air-to-ground laser-guided subsonic missile which can be used both as an air-to-air and air-to-ground missile. The Hellfire missile is in fact capable of striking targets with precision, and it carries about 8 to 9 kilograms of a multi-purpose warhead. In an interview with Fox News, the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Michael Leiter, has said that the Israeli operation has to be completed with the elimination of Fordow. Remember, Iran's Fordow nuclear site is not easily accessible. It is deep underground, and Israel will need the American bunker buster bombs to cause any kind of significant damage. On their own, the Israelis are incapable of in fact piercing through the solid metalled part of the surface, which is almost half a kilometer down, where the Iranians have built their nuclear facility in Fordow. Now, crucially, just days before Israel launched an attack on Iran, the US CENTCOM chief, General Michael Kurilla, had said that the CENTCOM was prepared to respond with overwhelming force to prevent a nuclear-armed Iran. Reports now indicate that the United States is shifting its military resources in West Asia. The US warship USS Thomas Hudner, which is capable of defending against ballistic missiles, is reportedly sailing from the western Mediterranean towards the eastern Mediterranean, while a second destroyer has been directed to move forward so that it can be available if requested for by the White House. Currently, there are about 40,000 to 50,000 American troops in West Asia, comprising personnel stationed in both large permanent bases and smaller forward sites across the region.